running assembly, and certificate your resources, anyhow, lectures, online lectures. You might be enjoying the online lectures. Any difficulty, you are free to contact us. No, in April, June 25, we are taking the chapter on hydraulic turbines. Hydraulic turbines. In this chapter, we will be talking about what the hydraulic turbine is and its classification. Then we will be discussing in detail, in brief, not detail, because at your first year level, brief description of three types of turbines, that is Francis turbine, Kaplan turbine, and Pelton wheel. Now, before talking about the hydraulic turbines, let us have the recap of the previous classes, the previous chapter you can say. In the previous chapter, what we studied is on boilers, and we have talked about the boilers, the classification of boilers we have seen, and Lancashire boiler, Babcock and Wilcox boiler we studied. Now, very often it is asked, in case of boilers, differentiate between water tube boilers and fire tube boilers. That differentiation you can understand, that is, in water tube boiler, water will be circulated inside the tubes, whereas in fire tube boiler, water will be circulated over the tubes in which the gases of combustion are flowing. And other major difference between this water tube boiler and the fire tube boiler is, in case of water tube boiler, definitely the furnace can be put outside of the boiler. This will be always outside of the boiler, and the gases of combustion, the flue gases, will be directed to pass over the water tubes. Means furnaces, that means you can say externally fired or external furnace position. Okay, furnace is positioned external or externally, whereas in case of fire tube boiler, oftenly the fire will be generated within the fire tubes. Therefore, the furnace will be within the boiler, within the fire tubes, that is internally fired boilers. Okay, this is what the major difference between fire tube boiler and the water tube boiler. These are the differences. Now, when we have gone through the boilers, one more differentiation very oftenly asked and we should know, that is boiler mountings and boiler accessories. Okay, what are the boiler mountings, what are the boiler accessories? We have gone in detail. Major difference between these two is mountings are very essential for safe working of the boiler, and accessories are required to improve the quality of steam or improve the efficiency of the boiler. Okay. Examples you have seen, the safety valve and water level indicator, etc. are the mountings, and superheater, and air preheater, economizer, etc. are the accessories. This is what the recap of your previous class, previous chapter. Now we are talking about the hydraulic turbines. Hydraulic, that means very oftenly the term used for water. Okay. Turbines. Turbine is a prime mover. There are many types of turbines. There are gas turbines, vapor turbines, water turbines, means hydraulic turbines. Here we are talking only about the hydraulic turbines, that is water turbines. That means the working fluid is the water. The working fluid is only the water. Is it clear to you? Therefore, we are talking on hydraulic turbine. Okay. Hydraulics, there is the water. Water turbines we are talking about. And these are the prime mover. What is prime mover? Actually, the power generation. That means a device which can convert some form of energy into the mechanical energy, that is called the prime mover. There may be IC engines, there may be turbines, or there may be AC engines, etc. All these are the prime movers, where the heat energy or water energy or any other form of energy will be converted into mechanical energy, that is the rotation of a shaft. That's all. That is the prime mover. These turbines are prime movers. Okay, is it clear to you? These turbines are the prime movers. Here hydraulic turbine, that means the water energy. Here the hydraulic turbines, the water energy will be converted into the mechanical energy. And that mechanical energy is in the form of rotation of a shaft. Okay. Now later, where this rotation of a shaft, the mechanical energy will be utilized either to run a machine directly, that means coupling this to a spindle of a machine, or this can be coupled with an electrical generator to convert this mechanical energy into the electrical energy. Is it clear to you? Okay. Therefore, these turbines, what part we are doing here is, in these turbines we are talking only about the hydraulic energy, the water energy, how will be converted into a mechanical energy, that is how we obtain the rotation. Sure, that's all. This is what we are doing here. Okay. In these hydraulic turbines, the classification of hydraulic turbines, the classification can be made. Classification. The different criteria can be taken for the classification of these hydraulic turbines. The criteria which we can consider, on that basis the classification and the types of these hydraulic turbines we are taking. First, let us take down on the basis of the inlet energy to the hydraulic turbine, to the runner. Okay. That is based on type of energy inlet to the turbine. This is first criteria on which basis we are classifying, and that classification will be two types. One is impulse turbine, other is reaction turbine. Reaction turbine is sometimes called as impulse reaction turbine also, because for the flow consideration there is supposed to be some kinetic energy. Therefore, impulse reaction turbine that will be called. Then impulse turbine and reaction turbine, this is the first classification, and it is the major classification because This is on the basis of the energy inlet to the turbine. Impulse means where the kinetic energy plays an important role. That means the velocity energy, that is the water entering the turbine is with higher velocity, and only that kinetic energy will be converted into mechanical energy. That is what the impulse turbine. That means whatever be the head of the dam is there, or whatever water power is there, that water power will be converted into kinetic energy by passing this water through a nozzle, and a jet of water will come out from the nozzle with very high velocity. Okay, therefore that high velocity water, when passes over the turbine blade, it will give rotation to the runner and finally the shaft on which this runner is there, and hence the mechanical energy is obtained. Is it clear to you? Therefore the kinetic energy, that means high velocity jet impinges, that means jet impact produces the mechanical energy, the mechanical power. That is what the impulse turbine. Then what is the reaction turbine? Let's see. Reaction turbine is that here the kinetic energy is converted. Kinetic energy is converted into mechanical work. The kinetic energy of the water, that means first whatever be the energy of water is there, whether it is the potential energy or pressure energy, etc., this will be converted into kinetic energy by providing high velocity jet. Then that will be acting over the turbine blades, right? And hence what we are obtaining is the mechanical work we obtain. The example of these are Pelton wheel and turbo wheel, etc. Pelton wheel, turbo wheel, etc. These are the examples of an impulse turbine. Okay. Then what is the reaction turbine? That means input energy is not the kinetic energy. Then what energy it is? The input energy to the turbine blades is the pressure energy. Actually for the flow purpose, anyhow, at the entry of the runner, before the entry of the runner, it will be having some kinetic energy. Then the pressure of this water will act over the turbine blades, and as a reaction, the rotation of the runner is obtained and the rotation of the shaft. Okay. Therefore, that is what called reaction turbine. Therefore, here, of course, what we can say is, in case of reaction turbine or impulse reaction turbine, we can call it, the energy input to the turbine may be partly, only a little part is kinetic energy, remaining all is the pressure energy. Little kinetic energy, little important, little kinetic energy plus main pressure energy. This pressure energy will be converted into mechanical energy. Is converted into mechanical energy. Right? That is what the reaction turbine. The example of reaction turbine are the Francis turbine, e.g. Kaplan turbine, etc. Because we are going to read as per your syllabus curriculum, we are going to read Pelton wheel, Francis turbine and Kaplan turbines briefly. Therefore, those examples have taken first. Okay. The Francis turbine is a reaction turbine. Kepler turbine is also a reaction turbine. Okay. This is what the classification we can say on the basis of the energy input to the turbine. The water energy in what form it is at the inlet of the turbine. On that basis, if it is a kinetic energy, that is the impulse turbine. If it is the pressure energy, along with a little kinetic energy, it is the reaction turbine or impulse reaction turbine. You can call it. Right? Is it clear to all of you? Yes? Recap you follow. Differentiation between fire tube burner, water tube burner, boiler mountings, and accessories. Is it clear to you? Now we are talking about hydraulic turbine. What is hydraulic turbine? It is a prime mover, converts some form of energy into mechanical energy. Here not the some form of energy, water energy. Hydraulic turbine we are talking about, therefore it converts the water energy into the mechanical energy. Those are the hydraulic turbines. Later it can be coupled with an electrical generator or a machine to run the machine or to produce the electrical power. Clear? Now we are talking about the classification on various criteria. The first criteria what we have taken is based on the type of energy inlet to the turbine. Clear to you? All of you. Okay. Now impulse turbine, where the energy at the inlet of the turbine is purely kinetic energy, and that can be obtained by passing this water through a nozzle and use a jet of water which is impinging over the blades of the turbine. Then the power is produced or mechanical work is produced. That is what impulse turbine. The reaction turbine, because of the pressure of the water, the actual mechanical work is produced, but a little kinetic energy will also be included because the flow will be there. Okay, clear to you? Now let us take down the classification based on the direction of flow. Based on the second classification we will take. Based on directional flow of water. Through the runner. On this basis. Means in what direction the water is flowing in the runner of a turbine. Whether it is tangential or whether it is radial or it is a mixed flow, axial and radial, etc. Okay, therefore on that basis we can have this classification as into three types. That is, we can say one is tangential flow turbine. Then B, we can say radial flow turbine. and C we can say milk flow turbine. In tangential flow we can say the water is entering tangential to the outer periphery of the turbine. Tangential to the outer periphery of the turbine. Okay. For example, in case of Pelton wheel, what happening? Now we are going in detail of the Pelton wheel also. These are there on outer periphery. Okay. The jet is impinging over the D on one part of the D at the center of the D, and it will split into two parts and goes out along tangentially along the D surface. That means there is no flow in any radial direction or axial direction, etc. The total flow is tangential to the outer periphery of the turbine. Therefore, such type of turbine we can say as the tangential flow turbine. Okay, water flows tangentially at the outer periphery of the turbine runner. Turbine is a turbine runner, you can say. Example is Pelton wheel. Is it clear to you? Whereas we can say radial flow means along the radius of the runner. That means it enters radially and leaves radially. That type of flow is called radial flow. Okay. That means always this water flows perpendicular to the axis of rotation. This is the turbine. Okay. And in case of a turbine, the runner blades are there and the water is entering radially, which will be perpendicular to the axis of the rotation. Okay. That means perpendicular to the shaft on which the runner is fixed. Okay. Therefore, we can say water flows radially, that is normal to the direction of rotation of the turbine. Rotation of runner or turbine, you can say. Okay. Example is Fermi-Rand turbine. This type of turbine, of course, out of our reach. That means out of our curriculum. There is an example of radial flow turbine. But one more we can say a radial flow turbine. Okay. Of course, modern. Yes. Earlier, Francis turbines were also radial flow turbines. Radially, the water used to flow and it will be taken directly from the center to the connected draft tube. Therefore, a Francis turbine earlier, now modern Francis turbine is of mixed flow. Earlier, the Francis turbine was also of the radial flow turbine. Okay. Now mixed flow turbine. In case of mixed flow turbine, we can say that the flow is mix of radial flow and axial flow. That means the water is entering to the turbine runner radially and leaves parallel to the axis of rotation. Okay. That is in case of modern Francis turbine, it is taken like that. In older Francis turbine, earlier Francis can also be taken here. Francis turbine can also be taken. But modern Francis turbine is example of this one. Modern Francis turbine. Is entering radially and leaving parallel to the axis of rotation. That is radial flow takes place radially, enters radially, we can say in another way, enters radially and leaves axially parallel to the axis of rotation. Water enters the runner, radially and leaves we can say water enters the runner radially and leaves parallel to the axis of rotation. This is what it is. Because the Francis is taken here the example, therefore here we take down only for their own turbine and Francis turbine you can take there because the modern turbines are coming with a mixed flow only. Okay. Is it clear to all of you? That means on the basis of direction of flow of water through the runner, we can have this classification. Then we can have the classification on the basis of head, on the basis of specific speed, right? Like that. Therefore, next classification, we can take down the head. Third, classification on the basis of or based on classification based on the head, based on the head on the which the turbine works. Based on the head, what is that? Based on the head. Here we can take down again the three types: high head, medium head, and low head turbine. High head turbine, medium head turbine, and low head turbine. A high head turbine, B medium head turbine, C high head, medium, low head turbine. High head, medium head, and low head. How? What is that criteria? High head. What is it? If we have the head of a dam which gives us the level, the total head, if we see from tail race level to the head of the dam, where from we are getting that water, this head, if we count the total head, you can take on. Okay, the more details of the head we don't discuss here. That head, that means how high the dam is being constructed and how low the turbine is put, so that the total head we can have the measure. Okay, therefore this high head turbine means what, and then we call it as a medium head turbine. If we say medium head turbine, actually it will be taken 50-meter head to 250-meter head. 50-meter to 250-meter head. Okay. So high. The dam being constructed in between 50-meter to 250-meter. It may be 100 meter, 200 meter, etc. And a turbine which works under it, under this head, that is called medium head turbine. Then definitely you can understand that above 250 meter, a turbine which was above 250 meter head, that is called high head turbine. Very simple. And below 50 meter, a turbine which was at a head below 50 meter, that's it. We can call it as low head turbine. Okay. Is it clear to you? The examples you can take down here. There is a Pelton wheel, which needs high head. Here it is a Francis turbine. And here you can take Kaplan turbine, because these three turbines here are only to read briefly about these three examples only. Otherwise, Kaplan turbine, propeller turbine, other type of turbines can also be given as example. Right? But only these many. An example is there for you. Pelton wheel needs high head. Head supposed to be more than 250 meters. Very often in between 250 meters to 800 meters, the dam will be constructed actually where the Pelton wheel is operating. Or where the head is available above 250 meters, there only Pelton wheel type of turbine can be used for generating the power. If the head is not available that much, if it is lying in between 50 meter to 250 meter, because this is depending on the catchment area, everything. That's not. As I explained you previously in the class, what is that? Depending on the catchment area and the irrigation area where the turbine positioned, right? Because the outlet of the turbine, that water can be used to utilized for the irrigation purpose, and the catchment area and dam construction, how much catchment area is available and at what height the dam can be constructed. All these details in very clearly I explained you. Okay. Therefore, from there, depending on the catchment area where the dam could be constructed and what head is available for putting a turbine, and also the water outlet from the turbine can be supplied to the irrigation field. That positioning will also be adjusted. Therefore, accordingly, it will be decided which turbine to be put. Right? If head available is more than 250 meters, then Pelton wheel can be used and more power can be generated. If the head available is within 50 meter to 250 meter, to Francis turbine will go. If it is below 50 meter head, then of course Kaplan turbine works. Okay, is it clear to you? Again, one more classification can be made. This classification you can see. It will be very interesting. That is specific speed. On the basis of specific speed, to take down one more classification here. Here only on the same page only I would like to complete. Because classification, specific speed, based on the specific speed, how the classification is made easily, you can take it. Here I would like to put low specific speed here under this level line. Therefore I am taking the same page here. Low specific speed A. Medium specific speed and high specific speed. Because these specific speed, if the head is high, then when divided with the head and per kilowatt power generation etc., then definitely the low specific speed will be coming there. Therefore, the Pelton wheel will be the example here. When a turbine is having low specific speed, the head is high. There, the specific speed calculation gives us a low specific speed, and that is lying within 50, right? Less than 50, within 50, less than 50. When the specific speed is less than 50, then that is low specific speed. 50 to 250 specific speed. 50 to 250. Okay, 50 to 250 while the specific speed is there, then that is medium specific speed. Therefore, low specific speed is less than 50, high specific speed is more than 250. More than 250. Okay, is it clear to you? And the example here is the same Pelton wheel. Less than 50 will be the specific speed in case of Pelton wheel. And this is in case of Francis turbine. And this is in case of Kaplan and propeller etc. Is it clear to you? That's why I wanted to put it on the same page. Right? Is it clear to you? For the Pelton wheel, it is high head, low specific speed turbine. When you want to explain the Pelton wheel, you can explain that it is an impulse turbine with high head and low specific speed. When the head is above 250 meter, then this turbine works and its specific speed will be below 50. When you want to explain about the Francis turbine, you can say about it is a reaction turbine with radial flow, means with the axial flow if modern Francis turbine is there, with it is a impulse turbine. It is a reaction turbine. Okay? Okay? Right? Here, the flow is tangential flow. In case of Pelton wheel, I want to talk about the Pelton wheel separately, Francis turbine separately, Kaplan turbine separately. We are going through that anyhow. Therefore, is it clear to all of you? Therefore, a Francis turbine will be a radial flow mixed with an axial outlet. Okay, radial inlet and axial outlet, and it is a medium head, medium specific speed turbine, and head is also 50 meter to 250 meter, and specific speed also 50 to 250. Okay, whereas the Kepler turbine, this is a low head turbine where the head is below 50 meter and high specific speed, that is above 250. Clear? Now let us take down the difference between impulse turbine and reaction turbine, because very often it will be asked what are the major differences between or differentiate between impulse turbine and reaction turbine. The major differences are major differentiability to be shown. Okay, that we will take down. Is it clear to you all of you the classification on various basis? The different criteria are taken and the classification is given. Now let us take down. This is hydraulic turbine lecture 1. We will be having nearly 3 lectures on it. Lecture 1 on hydraulic turbines. Now, we would like to differentiate between impulse turbine and reaction turbine. Okay, impulse turbine and the reaction turbine. The major differences we will be writing. Impulse turbine. Reaction turbine. First of all, what you can take is, here are the total energy changes because of kinetic energy. Okay, the work is done, or mechanical work is obtained, work is done. We'll take. First we will take down the total energy change is the kinetic energy. Total energy change is in the form of kinetic energy. Whereas here some part of energy is from kinetic energy and major part by pressure energy. Because same thing I want to write 2 points here, therefore I have cut down that, because total energy changes in the form of kinetic energy. Work is done, now we can take work is done by exchanging the kinetic energy or by changing kinetic energy. Changing kinetic energy. Here, part of work done by kinetic energy and major part of work done work done by pressure energy, because it is a reaction turbine. At what pressure it acts as a reaction, the rotation of the runner will be obtained. Major part of work done by pressure energy. The points are very similar. Why I want to give is, actually here 2 points I would like to make. What is the total energy change that is taking place? There is kinetic energy. Here partly kinetic energy, partly pressure energy. Now because of that change of energy, there is work done. Work done because of changing. Here work done because of changing kinetic energy part, major because of the pressure. Here even we can avoid this. Part of work done by kinetic energy we can avoid. The major part of work done by pressure energy we can say. We can avoid this also. Okay? That is mainly that kinetic energy is only to regulate the flow, that's all. Okay? Therefore, you can avoid this also. You can say major part of work done by pressure energy we can say. Okay? Now, here, in case of impulse turbine, water flow regulation without loss. Water flow regulation. Flow regulates without loss. When you go through the impulse turbine, no, the pattern is changed. Water flow, here what I would like to say is, water flow regulates without loss. When you go through the impulse turbine, the Pelton wheel details the D, how the impinging of your water jet and how the direction of the velocity is changed, due to which a big change in impulse, change in velocity takes place. As a result, impulse created. That you will come to understand. Okay, therefore there is no loss we can say here. Whereas in case of reaction turbine, of course, we can say the water flows with some loss, because there is supposed to be some back pressure, right? And with that only it can flow out. Therefore water flows with some, water flow regulates with loss. But one thing is done, that is by using the drop tube, etc. What is done is, whatever be the pressure is there, that is not only to a atmospheric pressure and a pressure above atmospheric and then leaving out is not done. By using the draft tube, even up to vacuum pressure it can be expanded. Therefore that you will come to know when we are talking about the Francis turbine and the Kaplan turbine. Okay. Now the fourth one, what you can say is, it is stalled above tail race. Installed directly above tail race. टेल रेस क्या है ये बोलिए? हेड रेस, टेल रेस. The level what is available in the dam, that is head race, where from the water coming, that is the higher level. Tail race, that means water goes out from the turbine. The exit of the water is to a sum, that is the tail race, right? The total head that will be counted from tail race to head race, but sometimes some minus and plus will be there. That details you need not go far. Anyhow, the sump in which the water will be collected after producing the work at the exit of the turbine, that is called tail race. Okay, water collected after exit from a turbine at the tail race. Okay, is it clear to all of you? Now, here there is no question of directly installing about the tail race etc. because what is required is here sealed casing is required because here the work is done due to pressure and pressure change. Due to pressure change means if sealed casing is there, then only because the water enters the turbine. The water enters the turbine at higher pressure, much higher pressure than the atmospheric pressure. If any leakage is there, then definitely it will be a loss of work done. Therefore, the sealed casing is required. Here, sealed casing is necessary, you call it. Is necessary because water enters the turbine much above the water enters the turbine at a pressure much above the enters the turbine at a pressure much above atmospheric, you can say, or outlet pressure of the turbine, you can say, above atmospheric pressure. Therefore, sealed casing is required so that pressure loss should not take place. Then air can access freely to the buckets because impulse turbine buckets open to the atmosphere. Air access freely to the buckets. Because no sealing, that you can say. Freely to the buckets or runner or whatever you say. Here, air cannot access. Air not access to the runner. Buckets you can say, or runner you can say, bar runner. Here you can say air not access to the runner because sealed casing is there. Okay, and all the full veins are filled up by water. Air cannot access the runner because the veins are full of water. Air cannot access to the runner. Air not access to runner. Because veins are full of water, and you can say sealed casing and all other things. Okay. This way we can give the major differences, the differentiation between the impulse turbine and the reaction turbine. Now we will be taking one by one turbine. First we will take down the Pelton wheel we will take. Okay. First we will take the Pelton wheel in the next class. In the next class we will take down the details of Pelton wheel and also the Francis turbine and the Kaplan turbine. In these three classes we will finish up this. lecture 2 we will take down on what is that? Pelton wheel. Okay, we'll take in the next lecture on Pelton wheel. Today's lecture I would like to summarize briefly. What we have talked about is, after the recap of the previous chapter, the hydraulic turbine we have started. What hydraulic turbines are? The prime movers. Hydraulic power is converted into mechanical. The classification we can see on various bases, various criteria. One is energy input to the turbine, impulse turbine, and the reaction turbine we have taken. As well as other classification we have taken on the basis of the head, right? Low head, medium head, high head. And also one classification we have taken on the basis of specific speed, high specific speed, low specific speed, and medium specific speed. That's what we have taken. And also we have taken the classification on the basis of flow of water. That is the tangential flow, radial flow, and mixed flow, radial and axial flow, and total axial flow, etc. That means flow of water in the turbine tunnel. Then again, what we have done is, because very often impulse turbine and reaction turbine, the comparisons are very important. Therefore, for impulse turbine and reaction turbine, what major changes are there? In case of impulse turbine, it is open to air, open to atmosphere, no sealed casing. In reaction turbine, sealed casing is required, because this is impulse turbine, only the velocity, that is velocity of the jet plays important role to produce the mechanical work. Whereas there, in case of reaction turbine, change in pressure plays important role to produce the mechanical work. Therefore, if casing is not there, then change in pressure will be making a lot of difference, because pressure at which the water entering will be much higher than the atmospheric pressure. Okay. Therefore, that is the impulse turbine. This is the reactor turbine. There the whole power produced is due to change in kinetic energy. Here the power produced in case of reaction turbine is because of change in pressure mainly. Okay. Here sealed casing will be there. Here is no need of casing. That can be directly put over the tail race. Here it will not be put over the tail race, because casing is required, because pressure difference is playing important role. These are the main differences between these two types of turbines. Okay. Now, in the next class, we will be taking the Pelton wheel. Thank you very much. Love.